Hi, I'm Emily. The Solent provides an excellent habitat for many species of coastal birds. We have incredible vegetated shingle beaches and salt marshes which make ideal breeding, feeding and overwintering habitats. From oyster catchers to little terns to ring plovers, there are many different species that make their homes here in the Solent. Come autumn, increasing numbers of migratory birds return to the Solent from summer breeding grounds. They use the Solent's coastal areas to rest, refuel and recover from their massive journeys, ready to make them again come spring. Each winter, over 125,000 waders and wildfowl return to the Solent from as far as the Arctic. These include species such as the dark-bellied brent geese, which travel the 3,000 miles from Arctic Siberia. These birds can fly over at 40 miles an hour and during a lifetime will cover more than 100,000 miles. The Solent is a really important place for these geese, with our coastlines providing home to 10% of the global population in winter. These overwintering birds make the Solent a very important habitat, a fact that can be recognised with 3 special protection areas in existence for them. Special Protection Area, a Special Area of Conservation and Ramsar sites, which are designated wetlands of international importance. As well as these overwinterers, we have many beach nesting birds that rely on the Solent shores too. For example, the common and the little tern who breed here, but then return to Western Africa come winter. The little tern is the UK's second rarest breeding seabird, with approximately under 2,000 pairs left in the UK. They build a scrape in shingle or sand, and together both parents incubate 2 or 3 well-camouflaged eggs for between 18 to 22 days. Young leave the nest after a few days once hatched to find better hiding places among shingle or vegetation. The ring plover is on the RSPB's Red List. The RSPB's Red List is a category for species identified as threatened and needing urgent action. One of these reasons is including experiencing historical population decline in the UK during 1800 to 1995, a severe, which is at least 50% decline in UK breeding population over the last 25 years. Protecting these vital habitats in which they rely helps protect these birds. These coastal birds, however, face many threats and populations are, sadly, declining. A key problem is habitat loss due to increased urbanisation and industrialisation, as well as sea level rise and erosion. They are either losing an amount or quality of habitat. The UK has lost more than 15% of intertidal habitat since 1945, including 8,000 hectares of salt marsh and even more mudflat, which are important to seabird habitats. This loss of habitat means nesting birds such as terns are forced to compete with nesting space, and it means that overwintering birds may struggle to find roosting sites. Predation is another threat, with predator densities in the Solent some of the highest in Europe. This includes animals such as foxes, otters, rats, birds of prey, or even gulls and crows. This habitat loss increases the predation threat by fracturing large colonies of birds, leaving them more vulnerable. There are issues to do with food loss, as important species of small marine fish are struggling to deal with factors like climate change. For example, sand eels' zooplankton food sources are moving away from our waters as they can't cope with water warming levels. This leaves fewer and smaller sand eels which cannot support our seabird populations. Recreational and human disturbance is also a massive issue impacting coastal birds and their habitats. It often exacerbates the other pressures. This includes activities such as walking, dog walking, photographers, fishermen, water sports, drones and kites when done irresponsibly in areas that birds use. Just walking in their habitats is estimated by local charity Birdaware Solent to cause 71% of disturbance to nesting birds. This disturbance means that overwintering migratory birds also don't get the time that they need to rest and end up spending unnecessary energy dealing with disturbance. The Solent Seascape Project aims to restore 10 seabird nesting habitats and support 12,000 pairs of breeding seabirds. The RSPB is doing a lot of this work and is particularly focused on reducing the human disturbance pressure. This involves things like cornering off nesting sites to stop people going over them and using cages over the nesting areas. They also patrol and monitor the sites. They've been using volunteers to watch over shore nesting birds from a distance, helping to track their progress and recording information that will help conserve them. Talking to beach visitors about threats that ground nesting birds face and how everyone can do their bit to protect them is important in their work. We can't save our seabirds without your help. So ask yourself, how can I help? Can you spread awareness of the benefits and pressures on seabird habitat? Can you talk to others about what you've learned, or even post it on social media? Can you deepen your own knowledge and understanding of the issues our marine world faces? Volunteering is a great way to connect to people and these amazing habitats. Can you be adventurous and take something more hands-on? If you're walking along the coast, can you be aware of signage and adhere to its instruction? Can you stay on the coastal path? Can you be aware of seabirds feeding or nesting and give them the appropriate space? If you're a dog walker, can you find out if the birds are nesting in the area and keep your dog on a lead during the season? Can you walk down to another area of the beach where the birds aren't feeding in the shallows? Everything that happens on land affects our oceans, so keep this in mind when making certain choices. Can you use more environmentally friendly products? Or can you even reduce your waste or dispose of it better? You've already taken the first step by watching this video. Thank you. What's your next step?